designer in Torquay is calling on the local council to be brave and consider moving the derelict Torquay Pavilion from one side of the harbour to the other to try and revitalise the town. It would cost millions in a very difficult economic climate, but Mark Hoyle says projects like this have been done at other seaside towns with great success. John Ayres has more.
This is Beacon Cove, an often forgotten and unloved beach in Torquay, sat behind the derelict Living Coast site. Now, a completely out-of-the-box idea has been put forward that could transform this area and turn it into what could be Torquay's very own version of the Minack Theatre. The Pavilion is one of Torquay's most prestigious buildings, but for a decade it's sat empty and is rotting away. Designer Mark Hoyle is suggesting it's moved from its current site to Living Coast, which is also sat derelict.
Pavilion is, if you like, the jewel in the crown as far as Torquay is concerned. It's just that we've got it displayed on the bottom shelf, and it suddenly dawned on me that the Living Coast sites in Torquay was actually like the top shelf where you'd actually display, the jewel in the crown.
In its heyday back in the 70s and 80s, Coral Island was quite the sight. Beacon Quay now is a natural amphitheatre, and the idea would be to turn this area into a venue much like Cornwall's Minack Theatre. But as the council struggles to reopen the pavilion as it is now, there's much standing in its way.
There's a long lease on this building, there's a long lease on the Living Coast site, there's the fact that the council's got the town deal money to restore this building. We might have to give that back if we weren't doing that. Any decision to demolish this building and plonk something similar elsewhere, I think Sir Humphrey would describe that as a courageous decision for any politicians.
It may seem unlikely, but the idea has certainly caught the imagination.
It would actually get rid of that eyesore over there and, could make it pretty iconic one way or another.
Anything that can benefit tourism and bring people down to the area, I think is a brilliant idea.
Now, of course, how feasible all of this would be and where the money would come from is the big question, but certainly for now, it's got plenty of people here in Torquay talking. John Ayres, BBC Spotlight, Torquay.
On to the sport now.